Thanks for joining us here at 41NBC.com. I'm Melissa Lee. A Fort Valley man is expected to be charged with felony murder for a fatal fight he was involved in. Police said 45-year-old Robert Lee Gill Jr. hit 41-year-old Terry Lynn Carson in the head with a piece of wood Monday night. Now, Carson was found unconscious at 104 Industrial Park Boulevard in Warner Robins. Initially, Gill ran away, but later turned himself in. Warner Robins police charged Gill with aggravated battery. The DA's office is planning to upgrade that to murder, and Gill remains in the Houston County Jail. A Warner Robins man is sentenced to 30 years in prison for possession of cocaine. 40-year-old Carlos Thomas was also found guilty of giving a false name, fleeing, and driving with a suspended license. The case dates back to 2008 when Thomas refused to stop and led an officer on a chase, then got away on foot. After trying to tackle the officer, Thomas was arrested and authorities found the cocaine on him. He will serve his sentence without the possibility of parole. Federal agents and local investigators arrested 5 people for a variety of crimes related to identity theft, tax fraud, and money laundering. Police said the year-long investigation, coupled with this week's arrests, have dismantled a major criminal enterprise. Investigator Christopher Paul said the group of 5 was the latest to be taken down by local and federal agencies. 20 arrests have been made related to identity theft since Paul's investigation began last fall. Investigators with the FBI and Secret Service said this most recent roundup is a big step in combating identity theft, but their work is far from over.
Pulling our resources together, that's what it takes in the law enforcement community. One agency can't do it alone, so when we have more people involved in it, pulling the resources together, it makes for a better case.
Now, here are the pictures of the 5 people currently charged. According to police, more are on the way. 54-year-old Lillian Ann Tharp is charged with forgery. 29-year-old Bridget Sabrina Williams is charged with fraud for 2 counts of identity theft. 31-year-old Antonio Lamont Kendricks faces 100 counts of fraud for identity theft. 30-year-old Yolanda King is charged with probation violation and 5 counts of identity theft. And 37-year-old Rhonda Michelle Everett faces 35 counts of fraud for identity theft. A Bibb County resident is petitioning the governor of Georgia to step in and take a closer look at Superintendent Romaine Dalaman's spending. Alan Wood started the online petition less than a week ago, and already nearly 300 people have backed his request. Wood said initially he thought Dalaman critics were on a witch hunt, but after doing his research, he said the man behind the Macon Miracle isn't fulfilling his promise of transparency. Wood thinks the Georgia Professional Standards Commission recommendations for the school board to look into the superintendent's spending and alleged falsified resume should be taken seriously.
I've had people contact me from all over the country, from Texas, from California, who are following this story very carefully. This is intended for Governor Deal to get involved and to do something. Enough is enough.
Wood said his own story prompted his interest in uncovering the truth. He's a former teacher and a product of Bibb County schools. He wants to make sure his tax dollars are being spent on the children. The Bibb County Board of Elections is facing a possible lawsuit over the voting maps the Board of Education plans to use in the upcoming election. Local lawyer Lester Miller is running for the Bibb County Board of Education District 4 seat. He said the new district maps that have been approved by the Department of Justice are the lawful maps to be used in the election. However, the Bibb County Board of Education plans to use the old district maps when voting takes place on July 31st. Miller said filing a lawsuit is the last resort, but he'll do what it takes to make sure the updated maps are the ones used.
As a parent of 2 public school educated children and as a candidate for office, I couldn't stand by and watch things happen the way they've happened. I've been on the sidelines too long waiting for the right things to happen, and then once I saw that time is running out, I felt like now's the time to do something.
Miller said if officials don't announce they'll be using the new maps by Friday, he plans to file a lawsuit in federal court. The Bibb County Board of Commissioners has named an interim animal welfare director. Deborah Biggs will start in this role on June 25th. She has more than 30 years of experience working with nonprofit and government animal groups and is used to working in facilities that are in a state of disarray. Biggs said she's looking forward to assisting Bibb County. She is not a candidate for the permanent director of the Macon Bibb Animal Control Shelter. Friends, family, and community members said goodbye to the late Judge Taylor Phillips, who was known as the oldest active court judge in Georgia. Phillips' funeral started at 2 o'clock Wednesday afternoon at Mulberry Street United Methodist Church. He died of natural causes at 91 years old. Now, before going inside the church, people who knew Phillips signed the guest book and left special messages of encouragement for his family. Friends said it was his hard work and kind heart that they'll miss the most.
Judge, to me, is the epitome of a Southern gentleman. The integrity, the way he treats people, and above all, the judge, most folks would say his heart was in the right place.
He was always fair, and he was always full of good cheer.
Bibb County Commissioners voted in February to name the courthouse in Phillips' honor. No word yet on when the building will be dedicated. Join us on air tonight for the news at 6 and 11. Have a great day.